here to talk about fire safety and fire extinguisher use in the workplace. Today's objectives will understand the combustion process and different fire classes, understand fire extinguisher types, operating procedures, understand basic firefighting concepts, the acronyms RACE and PASS. The combustion process has three components. The fire triangle is composed of oxygen, heat, and fuel. You need all three components to start a fire. Fire extinguishers remove one or more of these components. Your fire classes: Class A fire is trash, wood, paper, cloth, etc. Class B fire are liquids, gasoline, oil, grease, other solvents. Class C fire is electrical equipment, computers, fax machines, iPhones. And Class D fires are your combustible metals, consisting of magnesium, sodium, potassium, titanium, and other flammable metals. Class K fires, recently recognized by NFPA, are fires involving combustible oils, lards, fats, and commercial cooking. The anatomy of the typical fire extinguisher: on the top, you have your discharge lever. Below that, you have your discharge locking pin with seal. Below that, you have your discharge hose, your discharge nozzle, and your discharge orifice. You also have a pressure gauge, not found on CO2 extinguishers, a carrying handle, a data plate, and also the body of the extinguisher. Pressurized water extinguisher are used for Class A fires only. They're 2.5 gallon water extinguishers, which provide approximately 1 minute of discharge time. Has a pressure gauge to allow visual capacity check, 30 to 40 feet maximum effective range, and can be started and stopped as necessary. Extinguishes the fire by cooling burning materials below the ignition point. Your carbon dioxide extinguishers for Class B or C fires are 2.5 to 100 pounds of CO, give about 8 to 30 seconds of discharge time, has no pressure gauge or capacity, is verified by weight, 3 to 8 feet maximum effective range, and extinguishes by smothering burning materials. Its effectiveness decreases as temperature burning material increases. Your typical extinguishers are multi-purpose dry chemicals, are for Class A, B, and C fires. They're 2.5 to 20 pound dry chemical ammonium phosphate, give about 8 to 25 seconds of discharge time. You will have a pressure gauge to allow visual capacity check, and about 5 to 20 feet of maximum effective range. Extinguishes the fire by smothering the burning materials. Fire extinguisher summary: your pressurized water can works by cooling the fires. Once again, your Class A fires. Your carbon dioxide extinguisher operates by smothering the fire. This is for your Class B or C fires. Your multi-purpose dry chemical operates by smothering the fire, and this is for an A, B, or C type fire. The acronym RACE, R-A-C-E: rescue, alarm, contain, and extinguish. Your acronym PASS, pass, is pull the pin, the extinguisher, aim the nozzle low at the base of the flames, squeeze the handle, and sweep side to side. Firefighting decision criteria: know your department emergency procedures and evacuation routes at all times. Know the locations of the extinguishers in your workplace and how to use them. Always sound the alarm regardless of the size of the fire. Avoid smoky conditions. Ensure area is evacuated. Don't attempt to fight the fire unless the alarm is sounded, the fire is small and contained, and you have a safe egress route, which can be reached without exposure to the fire. And available fire extinguishers are rated for your size and type of fire. If in doubt, evacuate. Don't attempt to fight unless you are trained. So in summary, we talked about the combustion process, or fire triangle, your Class A, B, C, D, and K type fires. What type of fire extinguishers, your A, B, and C. Operating procedures, capacity and limitations, and basic firefighting concepts.
So after that video, anybody think of anything that would cause a problem with using, potentially cause a problem with using a carbon dioxide extinguisher? Carbon dioxide extinguishers smother the fire. So they're taking the air, the oxygen away from the fire, so that could potentially make it so that you couldn't breathe as well. It displaces oxygen. I don't know, do we have any CO2 extinguishers, Mel?
I think just the public works.
Public Works, okay. Any questions on fire extinguishers? When to use them? When they said make sure you have a safe egress route before you attempt to fight the fire, that means if there's a fire right over here, I can still get out that door if I can't contain it. But if the fire's right there and that's my only way out, or if I'm gonna be trapped in the room, get out and don't even try to fight the fire. Say it gets bigger. Yes.
Do you mind if Dean Brad for the fire extinguishers?
Sure.
Will you just show us the full tab?
Tom's coming.
Tom, it's that red thing.
So at the beginning of the video, it said, know where your fire extinguishers are. Thanks, Tom. So the way these handles work is you're not going to operate by holding it like this. If you hold this, it's kind of heavy, so you have to push down. So when you're getting ready to use your extinguisher, you're going to pull this pin. Now it's locked. If I push down on that, you create a hell of a mess, and those are going to get all off. Want to prove it? Ask us to go first. So, but what you do, nozzle out, aim at the base of the fire, and shoot back and forth. You could have flames this tall, but what's actually burning is that fuel that's in the water. So if you put your agent on that flame, it's not going to do anything. You're going to stop that chemical reaction on the material that's on fire. And we also teach to make sure your extinguisher works before you walk it up to the fire. So you say meets the fire, we're going to start from here, start with the extinguisher here, and then walk it. The other thing we teach is that we never turn our back on the fire. So once we're done and we're empty, the extinguisher's empty, walk backwards. So you know what's going on. And say Tom and Doug are going to fight the fire. So Tom's outside, he's got this extinguisher. What should Doug be doing? Running, hiding. Those things are all good. Appropriate scenario, but he can also be getting more extinguishers too. So I'll bring a couple more fire extinguishers. Make sure you're outside. Some places I've worked at or done fire inspections at, Star and Common have 10 or 15 used extinguishers over the corner. So they're very used to using them. So you guys aren't. The main objective is your safety, so make sure you sound the alarm, full station, make sure the evacuation is going properly. If you're comfortable and you want to try to put the fire extinguisher, you're trained, good. But smoke is what's going to get you.